Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Oh, we have had a good amount of tech issues today, actually all week, but for some weird reason, they all fixed themselves. So, apart from Spotify still will not come through OBS. Um, but everything else, can I have everybody say a quick hello to make sure that Discord's coming through on OBS?
Hey!
It is. Okay. Sweet.
How you doing?
Hi.
We're good. Okay. So yes, hello everybody, and welcome to Ready Play Go, the place where streamers, weirdos, and nerds get together and play TTRPGs. Thanks to everybody who joined last week and the week before as well, as we enter into episode 3. Last week we had our first encounter of things not being the way they seemed. And we are tonight joined by our full cast, with Haba now returning from our escapades and shenanigans where she had Chinese food last week. So we have Haba, we have Ghosty, Avery, and Docs. Full cast, full lineup, and it's going to be absolutely great.
And we all die.
So yes, everybody that is playing we have their links to their Twitch channels in the display title, so if you can all go give them a little follow, they might have their socials on their Twitch pages, hopefully, maybe, but most of the time its handles are all the same on all their social media sites. And remember Blue Sky, because I feel as if that's not getting enough love.
Guys,
It isn't. It's new.
if you give your local players a follow, then sometimes they get ice cream. Maybe we should all get ice cream, all of us.
That seems like that's a good incentive, like a simple
Why
follow
you
is ice
bribing?
cream.
Why you bribing the chat, Ghosty?
Because you should all get ice cream.
Yeah. Do you not want ice cream, Ducks?
I mean, I do now.
There you go. See, so, yeah, send a little follow. But yes, have I set up my thing? I haven't set up my thing. I have a disclaimer page that I haven't set up, but it's fine. But yes, before we begin the game, like usual, quick disclaimer about tonight's game. Alien Game is intended for those 18 and over. With both action and horror vibes, the game is intended to play into character fears. And now, as we are establishing characters and the story, that'll become cooler, which I have been excited for. Oh, these are all going to get broken. This may invoke anxiety. We have ground rules set up that all players agree to, but if anything within the game causes distress, please stop watching. We understand that the game may not be for everyone, and your support in any capacity is always appreciated. Do not have to watch. A simple follow or sharing the live or the VODs or anything like that is more than appreciated. Your mental health is much more important than any number on a start board. But with that, please get yourself comfy. Make sure you've got your snacks all ready to go as we jump into today's episode of Alien Entrapment. Okay, so we start today's episode upon Martha as Tavin is working his magic and guiding Martha into the docking area of the Arceon spaceship. Everybody is tense from the communications that they've had on the journey out to here.
Hold
And
on.
Yep.
Didn't we almost get a reply before we ended last time?
Yes, we did.
Oh.
But so as yous were kind of gearing in, you had been checking for communications for days leading up to it, and it was coming back as just static, as if communications had been cut. But as you were approaching into the point of no return, kind of getting in, Tavin, you did get an emergency broadcast on your console from Martha, and it was a Mayday call, and we have that emergency broadcast just here. Hopefully, if you all go Roll20 kind of like volume on, okay, because that's where everything is.
We needed to turn that on. Hold on. I always have that turned off.
It's the best place to have just this kind of audio so it comes through and stream as well.
Okay. It's on now.
Okay. So, what I'll do is just before we'll have a little. Can everyone hear this music? If it's going to play.
Yep, I got it.
Right. Everybody good?
I can't hear it, but I don't know if that's because I'm spooky.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. It might just be because I've turned everything down a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I can hear that.
Okay, perfect. Right. Well, that's perfect timing because the ad break just finished. So yes, as you are guiding yourself in, an emergency broadcast comes through Martha Tavin, and this is what you get through.
It just reaches somebody in time. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is Daniel Willis of the Arceon Station. We have come under a great threat. We seek immediate medical help and evacuation. Please come in.
Hopefully that all came through.
It did. That was dope.
So yeah, that is your call for a Mayday that comes through Tavin.
Okay. Was it the type of Mayday that was like a recording that's been set to loop?
It doesn't come through again, so I would say that you are unsure at this moment because it doesn't appear, because communication had been like non-existent until this came through. It's hard to determine whether it's just because you are now in the immediate vicinity or if it's just been switched back on.
Okay. Can I try and use the ship to lock onto that signal and respond?
You sure can.
Okay. I will do that and say, hello, this is Tavin of the Marthaneer. Can you hear me?
There is a slight delay, and then just...
And I will say, Joshua and Andrea will be on the
The bridge.
flight deck with
Okay.
me, or the area with me.
Okay, so yes, yous both hear this Mayday message as well. It all comes through to both of you as well. But yeah, there is a slight pause, and as you're waiting for a reply message, nothing comes through, but no static even comes through. It's just open silence.
It's open silence. Okay. I'll continue to land, and as we go to land, I'll also say, I don't know if either of you have ever been to the station. It's gonna be weird, even beyond the point of possibly not seeing anyone. I just want to warn you. It's a weird place.
Oh,
It,
care to explain, Tev?
if you haven't been paying attention as we flew around, everything is covered in wood because a bunch of monks like took over this place a while ago. I don't quite know the story. They're really anti-technology, which doesn't make any sense if you think about it for more than 5 seconds, because it's a floating space station. But yeah,
Humans in
they've
general
lightened
are.
up. They've lightened up. I've been here before. They're not as bad as they used to be over a decade ago, but yeah, it's a weird place. I just want to say that.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, Joshua and Andrea, when Tavin says this, you do take a glance out of the window of the ship, and this station is almost like its own planet. It's spherical. It's not a moon, but
Not a moon.
it has, at first glance, it has this weird texture to it. Like normally when you've arrived at a space station or that kind of stuff, you have that kind of metallic sheen. This does not have that shine on it, and at closer glance you do notice that the entire outside of this spaceship is coated in wooden planks as if to cover what is the station. And that is the same throughout this docking area as you're approaching into land. It is just like wooden planks, wooden sheets, just covering everything that would normally be metal.
It's definitely a choice.
Mhm. Well,
Never
try
saw
not to
wood
get any
panel
dirt on their
station.
nice hard wood floors. At least I've heard that's what we're not supposed to do.
Who wood panels a space station?
Right?
Technophile monks. They don't
Technophobe month.
technophobe. One or the other.
File is like. Phobe is scared.
Okay. Well, yeah. They were also terrorists at one point, but I don't think they're considered that anymore.
I mean, all it takes is one wrong move to be a terrorist. We should probably get going and get the
Oh, the
whatever
entire
we
time we're
can.
talking, I'm
Yeah.
actively going to land the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, docking takes a hot second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
it's not a fast process.
yeah. As you are approaching in, everything is going swimmingly. Tavin, give me a piloting, just to make sure that
Right.
we've not got
And
any.
let me actually add my bonus to it that I didn't use for any roll last game.
Facts. Big facts.
0 successes.
Yay!
I
Let's go!
I pushing the roll basically lets me re-roll it, right?
It lets you re-roll, but you will gain 1 level of stress. It's an automatic,
you
take
whether
one
you
level of stress.
success or failure. It's an automatic stress level.
I'm gonna push the roll
Okay,
because I don't want to crash the ship and get stuck.
fair enough.
So let me push 3 successes.
There you go. Yep.
Yay!
Okay.
So yes, as you are first approaching in, even though you've done this a couple of times, it's not enough that you have you know exactly what it is, and with the space station not being metallic, your points of reference aren't as there as normal. So your first attempt in does have a bit of a, but as you're about to clip one of the side panels, you're able to quickly adjust, get yourself lined back up, and second attempt goes perfectly through, no issues whatsoever, and you do dock successfully into the Arceon Space Station.
Don't worry, guys. I got it. I got it. Kind of hard
Nice.
when you don't have a tower or anyone to lead you in, but I got it.
Stream's buffering on Ready Play Go.
Stream's buffering.
It's cleaned up now.
Okay. That's alright. Because I'm not getting any drop frames or anything like that. That was weird.
Might have been just my
And
feed on it.
while I'm landing, looking out the window, I don't see anyone, do I?
No.
In the docking area?
No,
Nope.
you don't even have to
No
roll
one.
this. It is eerily quiet.
For a spaceport. Once we land, I'm gonna grab my gun and make sure it's loaded and the safety is on and put it in my waistband to have with me.
Okay.
What do you make of that melee? Or sorry, Mayday.
Disconcerting.
Hmm.
I find it more disconcerting that there's no one here. A spaceport never closes. No matter the
Oh.
time, there's always someone here.
From my communications, it sounds like it was a skeleton crew remaining.
Well, didn't we get a report that said it was mostly military presence here a little bit ago, and now they cleared out?
So the military has already gone. There's been a
Right.
mass evacuation. There's only a skeleton crew left here.
Nope. Better go figure it out.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, yep. You all just try to think if this is a spaceport that I would imagine that everyone would be wearing their suits with your air supply and stuff like that. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, if life support's offline, we would definitely be wearing our suits.
Yeah. So more just to kind of be safe. You would probably all get into your. I mean, Tavin is already in their suit.
Literally never took it off except to like shower.
So, yeah, Andrea and Joshua, you will get yourselves into your own kind of flight EVA suit, just for preparation of whatever's going to be on the other side of the doors as you enter in the Arceon Station. But is there anything else you would like to do in the ship?
Arceon has an atmosphere.
Yes.
They have their own atmosphere.
Yeah. This is more as a precaution because it being like the communications and stuff like that. You've got
Yeah, it's safe. Better safe than
better
sorry.
safe than sorry. In case something had went wrong in the ship and there wasn't what you thought was there. So yeah, is there anything any of you want to do in the ship preparation wise before you make entry to the station?
I'm gonna grab my med kit and my service pistol.
Okay.
Strap that on, and then head to the airlock.
Andrea, anything you would like to do, or you just...
I mean, I'll I don't have much for fighting really. I'll grab a couple doses of nap relief to take with me just in case.
Okay. Nope, that's no problem. So you all get yourself geared up to what you want to take on with you.
Narcotics on my ship. Well, I never.
This isn't this is for pain relief in case somebody needs it. Nap relief is pain reliever.
It can still be abused.
This is quite literally in case we find an injured person and you don't have enough.
Tavin will also move to the airlock of the ship so he can leave.
Yeah. So yes, you all make your way to the airlock of Martha. Tavin, you push the buttons, everything goes, and the doors open. You step through.
Tavin's also going to grab his uplink terminal, which is a small little laptop that he has.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, you enter into the first airlock, close the door behind you, and press the button to kind of pressurize the airlock. And as you are all standing within, it is quite a cramped space. Again, this one section is kind of weird because this is not covered in wood. This is still, and you can only imagine it's because even though the people that populate this space station, there is still an understanding of some things need to be left the way it is. So this is the most normal part of the spaceship, or space station, that you will be seeing. But with a loud hiss and a clunk, the door to the Arceon space station opens, and as you take your first looks in, it looks as if it has been well used, but there is an eerie feeling of emptiness, as there is no one in the opening area of the space station.
Any automated announcements or anything playing over the PA?
No, nothing. There's not a sound coming from this section.
Well, that don't bode well.
Fucking creepy.
Unsnap the button to my pistol's holster, just in case.
Very well. So do you make entry into the station? Like, step over the threshold?
Oh yeah.
I will.
Okay.
Tavin will definitely be behind the other two.
Okay. So as you step over the threshold, you are immediately taken out of the space element, as the floors are carpeted. The walls have wooden paneling all over them, There is the likes of your normal kind of like metal benches and stuff like that, but the one that actually, if everybody gives me an observation.
My observation in this economy?
I know.
0 success.
Okay.
One success and 1 panic.
Okay. So
Yay!
Don't know what the
as
panic means.
as the three of you step through, Joshua and Andrea, the only thing that you really notice is the lack of technology, as in there's no computer systems, there are no TV monitors, no computer screens, nothing like that. It is simply as if it is. It's almost as if it's just a waiting area. There's nothing that brings you into this century, this this millennium, if anything. It's just a vast emptiness of wood, carpet, and there is like seating areas and stuff like that. Tavin, as you do step in, there.
I need to make a panic roll.
Yeah, if you give me a little.
That's what I was reading. When one or more of the alien symbols comes up, you cannot push the roll. Instead, you must immediately roll a panic roll.
Yep.
I don't know how to roll a panic roll, though.
I'm pretty sure the panic roll is a D20.
I think so.
But I'm pretty sure if you just, there should be something on your screen that says panic somewhere.
That's what I was looking for, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it myself. But I'm pretty sure it is just a D20.
Trying to find it in the book.
Yeah.
Real quick.
I can't. Oh, no, I can't show you in that.
Is it just rolling your stress level? If you click on stress,
yeah, let's
it
just see.
comes up as % panic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh,
you just
yeah,
roll
yeah.
on the stress level dice.
Okay, so okay.
Okay, so yeah. As you step in,
Okay.
this bubbling feeling in your stomach starts to kind of overcome you. And as you begin to have that feeling of overwhelmed panic, where it is just such a... You've never actually entered this station. It's always just been outside, and there's always been that in between. But the eeriness and the feeling within this this station and the emptiness and how different it is, you do begin to have that feeling, but you're able to overcome it, settle it back down. You've had experience in panic situation, so you're able to kind of get yourself back in check, calm yourself, and be in a more back to a normal state as you then step further into the station with Joshua and Andrea. We'll say, hold on.
You good, stick jockey?
Yeah. A situation like this, I'd have just left. I wouldn't
Thanks
have
for
landed.
sticking
I wouldn't
around.
have. I'd have just left.
Yeah, well, we got to go find this private and grab this cargo so we can get on to the next job.
You see, he takes a couple breaths and he stops, like, his hand stops twitching a little bit. He kind of calms himself down.
I will say, Tavin, just Joshua taking that moment to kind of speak to you, you do have a feeling of calm kind of wave through you. Just in that brief moment where everything just seems to settle back down.
So we sally forth into the spaceport.
Let's go.
So you
Would
Yeah.
Would I have been able to know where in the ship that distress signal came from?
you would know that the Mayday calls usually have to come from either the communications kind of section or the security section. You don't know specifically where on the ship or the station that those areas would be, but you would know that it's going to be one of the two. It's either going to be a communications section or it'll be the security area that you would normally put these calls out. So that, because you wouldn't have it just anywhere in the ship, because then anybody would just prank call kind of thing.
Hey. Do we want to look for people or the cargo first?
The cargo's our main objective. However, it wouldn't be bad to see if we could help anyone still left. I highly doubt that the private is still on this station. Perhaps I'm wrong, but with a mass evacuation, I highly doubt he would still be here.
If that's the case, let's secure the cargo, and then once we do that, we can check and see if anybody else is in need of help.
Yeah. I will point out this station's fucking huge. This station is huge. It might be best to go to like the security or communications first, see if there's anyone we can communicate through just the station's internal systems. That might work better.
That's fair.
We could also set out a PA of, oh, anyone still left on the station who wants out, come to the fucking hangar or spaceport.
How are you going to handle deciding who gets to come if there are more people left than Martha can carry?
If we get enough food, Martha can carry a lot of people. Like a lot. Not an entire station's worth, but a lot of people.
Okay.
So are you going to go and try and find the communications or security?
Yeah, we should do that. That makes more sense. Figure out what's going on, and then we'll handle it.
Chris,
Yes.
real fast. Is it fine if I have brought my data transmitter card with me?
Yeah, anything like that you would have had kind of
Okay,
on
okay.
your person anyway. That's no
Sweet.
problem. Okay, so yeah, what would I say this would be under? I'd probably say it's probably just under, and give me another observation just now, just to see like if you can see kind of like a map system or anything like that within.
Got one.
Okay, Andrea, as all three of you kind of start kind of looking about, and Andrea, you are able to see kind of in the kind of middle of this room that you're in. It's quite a a large room. It's almost as if it is the kind of it's basically like that reception waiting room where it would probably house a lot of people. So in the middle of the room, you are able to see what looks to be almost like a station map where it's telling you floors, sections, areas, and stuff like that on that
Mm-hmm.
that board.
Okay, looks like this is our map. So, let's chart our course through here.
So as you approach, you do see that you are currently on the third level from the top. So it's like level C you're on. That's where everybody comes in. The space station's kind of, there's like a chunk of the top that's open where the space station is. So you've entered in at level C. As you look through, the security area and the kind of colonial marshal area of this station is situated on level E, and the communication room is more into the center of the station, which is, I think it's level G. Level I is where the communication center is. When you're looking at the kind of map, it does tell you, sadly, that this entire station is all stairs. There's no elevator. So you are able to find the stairs to all the levels of the station quite easily.
You gotta be
Gonna
kidding
take
me.
fucking forever.
Mhm. Let's get
Mm.
going.
Guess we're getting our stuff done today, children.
So what area are you going to first? Communications or security?
I'm headed to security first.
Okay.
I think we're moving as a group, so I think we should follow.
Lights are on, right, Chris? Everything is still lit up?
Yes, everything is still running as normally as you can imagine, as you think it is.
It's just a ghost town.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you all head downstairs to the level with the security. It's quite easy enough to kind of guide. It's remarkably easy to find your way through this station for all it being like anti-technology. Everything is very well mapped. There's signs posted, everything you could really want. It's geared towards not knowing and not being able to just use a laptop or anything like that to kind of find your way. Everything is just easy to find. You are all able to make it to the security office. The door is currently closed, and there doesn't appear to be any way to just open the door.
I'll knock.
Oh, access panels or anything?
There is an access panel, but again, it is a very, very dated. This is not a computer panel. This is
Numeric?
that yeah.
I knock. Hello?
As you knock, there is no reply. But the panel that you do see is literally just a set of numbers of 1 to 9 or 1 to 0, with a star and the hash symbol.
Are any of the buttons especially worn down?
Give me an observation.
Clever boy.
one success.
Yeah. There is 4 numbers that are worn more than the others.
Can I just like start doing that thing where you just hit them like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 4, 3, and just going in order?
Give me a D100 roll.
A D100 roll. Okay. Slash roll
/R1D100.
1D100. 86.
And choose highs or lows.
It does take a while. As you are pressing these buttons and you kind of zone into just monotonous, just putting it in, enter, putting it in, enter, putting it in, enter. Eventually, through some miracle, one set of numbers that you do put in does give an audible click as the door gently opens.
All he says is nice to himself.
Good job, stick jockey.
Go.
So as you enter in, this room looks a mess. This room has been thrown all over.
Like somebody tossed the room?
Yes, as if Joshua, with your knowledge, it doesn't just look as if it's been tossed as if somebody was looking through it. It looks as if there has been a struggle within this room.
Yet. All right. Start looking for blood spatter, if there's any of that anywhere, or bent shell case.
You don't see any blood spatter, but you do. Actually, give me an observation. So much observation in this game.
Well, that's
Are
the
you
most
sure we're
used
not
check in
actually
any
playing
game.
observation duty?
It could be. Okay.
Nothing.
No.
No fail, no success.
Nothing. There's just, you feel as if there should be something with how tossed about this room is. You do feel as if there should be something, but
All right.
there's just, it's just a mess.
All right. I'm gonna pull up my service pistol. I'll be like, all right, there was definitely a struggle. So head on a swivel and let's keep our eyes peeled.
Okay.
Is there a terminal that would be connected to the security system of the ship?
Yes, there is a kind of very old looking terminal.
Is it functioning?
It is, yes.
Can I try and get on it? Is it like password locked or anything?
There is, on the screen currently, is just a big green symbol that says sign in.
Can I try the same 4-digit code that was for the door?
There isn't anything like that on this terminal. It's literally just the screen with the green sign in on the middle of the screen.
So there's no keyboard, there's nothing?
Nope.
That's weird.
I'll try just touching it. I'll just try touching the screen.
Okay. It takes you into the system, and you are now accessed into the terminal of the main security system.
What? What?
They-
Oh my god,
they ju-
these guys have worse
they
security
ju-
than.
They d- they don't password lock their security system. Does the ship have an internal camera system or life form system? Anything like that?
Biosensor.
Annoyingly, no.
Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Fucking technophobes. Does it have any internal map system that would be like, this area is in lockdown, this area is in lockdown, anything like that?
No. This, as you kind of look through it, it's very, very limited in what it actually gives you. It's almost as if this place doesn't actually even have security measures in place.
Why the fuck do they even have this system if they don't fucking use it?
OSHA
Have-
regulations.
Tavin will just get up frustrated.
I will say that you did not. There was nothing on the terminal to show that this is where any broadcasting or anything like that would be put out. You do gain that knowledge.
And
Okay.
I look around the room to see if there's any like other weapons in the security room.
Yes, you are more than welcome to.
I would also like to look around for any signs of like obvious struggle or injury of people's.
No problem. Give me a roll.
I got one success.
I got 3 successes.
So, Tavin, as you're looking about, there is obvious signs of struggles. It doesn't appear to have any weaponry or anything like that within this. But what you do notice is in one of the corners what looks to be a security box that has a padlock, but the padlock is unlocked and just hanging on.
We'll open it.
Okay. You open it up, and as you look in, there is just some random paperwork and stuff like that. It doesn't have any important information or anything like that. But at the back, there is a vial.
Okay. I'll pull out the vial and show it to Doc because I have no idea what would even be in there.
Can I take a look at it? Can I make medical or observation?
Would it be? What would this be? Give me a survival.
Survival. No modifier, just straight up.
Yeah, just straight up, unless you have anything that could benefit in a survival situation of try to.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Nothing.
You look
Straight up.
at it and you do not know what it is, but it is a black liquid.
Mhm.
That's all you can kind of get from it.
Fair enough. I don't get a clue what it is, Tav. I haven't seen it before.
Do you want to hold on to it? Because I don't want to keep a black fluid.
Yeah, I'll secure it in my med bag and just kind of like wrap it up in something, throw it in the med pouch.
Okay. Um, okay.
So, did I notice
Yeah.
anything with my observation rules?
While that is going on, Andrea, you have a quick, or I wouldn't say it quick. You have a bit more of a concentrated look, and you are completely surprised that both Tavin and Joshua did not notice it, but behind one of the falling filing cabinets, you do see a set of feet sticking out.
Just feet? Do they have like boots on them or
Yes,
anything?
they have it's boots,
Okay.
trousers, but whatever it is behind the filing cabinet, and the only portion that you can see are the feet.
Oh well, we either got a person down or somebody has decided this is a great place to hide their boots. You guys want to help me with this?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Tavin's not going to touch the dead body.
We don't know if it's a dead body yet. It could be a live body, just very barely, or it could just be closed. We don't know.
Yeah, he's still not going to help.
Yeah, I'll go over and help
Okay,
him.
fine.
As you approach, you start walking towards the filing cabinet, and as you begin to look over, you do start to see the very, very obvious bloodstain and pool around the top half of the body.
Oh, I don't think it's alive.
Doesn't take a medical degree to make that call.
Yeah, but we should probably search it for any sort of like security, anything, or reason of death.
Is the cause of death apparent?
With your strenuous knowledge and experience in the medical field, Joshua, upon further inspection of this body, you're unsure as to how, but the entire the mouth area of the person, kind of in the center, has been torn apart,
Like split?
split down the middle and apart, and you can imagine that is the point of death. But what you do also notice is the person's hands are covered in a lot more blood than you would imagine. Give me a medical check.
Medical.
I'm going to say, seeing that, Tavin throws up in the corner.
Oh, seriously, keep your shit together, stick jockey. I'm just making sure I don't have any bonuses. Okay, we're good. One success.
Okay. On further inspection, there's a lot of blood kind of on the hands and arms of the individual, and with the kind of the amount in the placement, it does appear as if this may have been self-inflicted.
Is the split clean, or is it like jagged and ragged?
It's It has not been done with any sharp object or tool. This looks as if it's a tear.
Joshua's gonna kind of lean and go, "Well, that don't look right."
Okay. Is this like a weapon thing?
Oh, it looks like
Animal
you.
thing?
I don't know how it was done, but it looks like the deceased tore their own jaw open. Which, in order to do that, you're gonna have to have an immense amount of strength, because to tear through the mandible like that, that's
Well, and being a lot of
that's not
stress.
good.
Like
Yeah, but
causing
like the amount of the center line of the mandible alone, you're gonna take at least 50 pounds of pressure per square inch minimum. You're literally breaking the jawbone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, better check them for anything that we could use. Andrea's gonna start like rifling through pockets.
As you begin to do that, you do hear a very loud banging. All three of you hear this.
Whirl up, kind of like bring the pistol up towards the door and move to the door.
Sorry, very loud what?
Banging.
Oh, thank you.
What you will notice, Joshua, is while you've been doing other things, the door has closed itself. So the door is there, and the loud banging is coming from the door.
Will also pull out the gun and point it
Does
at the
it
door.
sound like knocking or trying to break down the door or?
Yes. This sounds as if it's almost as if it's an in-between, but it's very much like whatever's on the other side of this door is trying to get in.
Hello? I'll call out. See if somebody replies.
As the banging is persistent, it suddenly then stops. And there is a bit of a delay. And then you do hear what's the word that I'm wanting? Fuck. A recognizable voice come through as Colonial Marshal Mackenzie is on the other side of this door.
Oh, I'm just gonna open it then.
As you open it, Colonial Marshal Mackenzie is on the other side, looking frustrated, annoyed.
Hey, Carrigan. Do you mind if I catch you up on what's going on?
Sure.
Okay, so we are to get some cargo and to look for a certain private. However, it seems that the space station has been mostly evacuated. And we found a dead body.
Oddly chipper for that.
Well, we can't save him. He's already dead.
Show me body.
Okay.
Yeah, you do enter in, and ghostly white, rather shaky Tavin is sitting in the corner with a very sweet musty smell of vomit. Joshua is standing over the deceased body, kind of looking it over and stuff as you enter into the room, and it looks a complete mess.
I'm gonna
Marshall.
close the door behind her, by the way, and lock it.
Sweets.
Looks like the gentleman ripped his own jaw open before he died. No signs of tool marks, but there's struggle in the security office.
How do you rip your own jaw?
Fuck if I know. First I've heard of it.
Can I see anything in this situation that somebody else that is maybe not a cop would have missed?
Give me an observation.
What is my observation's not terrible. I can never remember how to use Roll20. So when it says dice to add subtract for observation,
Just
say submit.
Yeah, just submit.
okay.
Yeah, just a bit. There's no modifier for
Only if you have like a bonus.
Yeah. One success.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
As you look over the body, there's nothing that immediately jumps out as if it's anything to do with criminal or anything like that. It's nothing that you have come across ever.
Okay.
But what you do notice from just having a keen eye for this kind of stuff is over the kind of upper arms and kind of on the kind of the shirt that they're wearing is kind of open slightly, and you do notice almost like smudges and blotches, and it's almost like a dark grey black kind of just smudge over the kind of top parts of the uncovered skin.
It like, would I recognize it? Is it like soot or dirt or?
No, it doesn't look as if it's kind of. It doesn't look normal, but it does not look like powder.
Anybody got a pencil?
Grab one off the desk.
There's an amazing amount of pencils within this.
I'm gonna poke the black stuff with the pencil and see, like, if it's wet.
Yeah.
If
It isn't necessarily wet, but it rubs off. Kind of goes onto the tip of the pencil.
Weird.
I think we're
guys
missing an
find anything
important
else in here?
question. Why are you here?
Because I have to be.
That
I don't know what
is
Wayland
very
Utani
much a
is.
non-answer.
I don't know what Wayland Utani is up to. I can't say I don't care, but the Colonial Marshals are very interested in the reasoning why Wayland Utani would be so desperate for someone with my skills and background.
We were sent here on a cargo run and to talk to a private who went AWOL. What are you doing there?
This is not. There's no way this is a cargo run.
Well, obviously. I'll reach in my pack and pull out the thing that we found. Does this look familiar? Because I don't know what it is.
Oh, tell me what that was again. I was writing notes.
The
but I-
inky black fluid.
Inky black fluid is.
Yep,
Have I seen an inky black fluid like this before?
you
Great.
have.
Maybe we don't carry that around. I don't know what it is. Fucking Lee had a box with some of that in it. I don't know what it is. I would keep it closed. Just unidentified vial of liquid, space, who knows.
Yeah, that's why I put it in the pack with the other like blood samples. That way it'll stay, secure.
Just
So we can get it under a scope.
yeah. It's a good point. They told you this was a cargo run?
Yeah. Powell said, hey, cargo run, and then go talk to this private who apparently went AWOL from the Marines. Carrigan, you'd notice that Joshua was holding a standard Colonial Marine service pistol.
Did you serve, Mr. Sweets?
Yeah. Who hasn't? I mean, sweet, not sweets.
Sorry, sweet. That's Hapa's
worries.
fault, not Carrigan's fault.
I know. That's why he'd have just been like, got you.
What is the private's name?
Cavalio?
Oh, yeah. Does that
some
mean
Isaac
anything? to
Isaac
Carrigan?
Cavalio.
No, you don't recognize the name.
Apparently, he had some information that Paul thought we could find useful. Asked Andrea about it, but she don't know. She's like, I don't know. I'm just here. I was like, oh, great. Either way, I think we should move to the communications deck, see if we can't get that message, or maybe there's a log that we can look over.
Fair enough.
You want to take point? I'll cover the rear, or you want me to run point?
I will run point. Thank you very much.
After you, Marshall.
Okay.
You good to move, stick jockey?
Evan will get up, and Carrigan would probably also notice that he also has a service pistol, but it is in very much worse condition than Joshua's, probably secondhand. Like, he doesn't actually take care of it,
Okay.
and is very much looser about it.
Okay.
Lead the way.
Okay. What order are you going to be going through?
So I'm in front. I'm first.
I'm bringing up the
Yes.
rear.
I guess Tavin will go second.
Okay. So, as you unlock the door and enter into the hallway, there is a very heavy feeling in the air. Like, it's almost like a dread and as you go through Carrigan, you notice out of the corner of your eye just something, and as you turn to look, there's a figure that darts through a doorway, and that's where we're going to take a quick break. So
Great.
we will be back in about 10 minutes. So go use the restroom, get a top up of your drinks and your snacks, and we will see you back here in about 10 minutes time. Hello, welcome back. I hope everyone has relieved themselves, gotten some more snacks, some more drinks, and ready to buckle in for second half of the show.
Are you guys ready to watch us die horribly and inexplicably?
That's why I said you all have to have at least 7 character backups.
I have 0.
Same.
To quote a famous movie, y'all gonna die, but I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live.
No, I'm not gonna live. I'm gonna die real fast.
So
You'll never learn my tragic backstory or any of the things that I have planned.
I know that feeling.
That's just mean, Chris.
So yes, as we immerse back into the story, Carrigan, you have just seen it. This almost appeared as if it wasn't completely out of the doorwell. This was something that seemed to be peering from the door frame, and as you have stepped out, you have just seen this flash of half a figure darting back within the door.
I'm gonna pull my weapon. I'm gonna face wherever I saw this. And I'm gonna announce Marshal Carrigan Mackenzie. Who's there?
There's no reply.
So it was like something peering around the door and then ran off?
Yes.
But it was just like in my peripheral vision, so I couldn't really tell, like,
Yeah.
other than it was.
Yes, it was just, this was like a very split second. It was almost as if you saw something move, but that is as much as you were able to see.
This is your last warning. I am a colonial marshal. Identify yourself. Still nothing.
As you project this out, and you kind of sit in silence, expectant of something returning, all 4 of you, like at this moment, Joshua, Tavin, and Andrea, you have come out into the, well, Joshua, you would have came kind of out into seeing Carrigan kind of at the ready. Tavin and Andrea, would you have came out of the security room just as you see and hear Carrigan?
I'll be trying to move to a position where I could support in whatever way I'm able.
Okay.
At least with observatory skills.
No problem.
Observatory skill.
Tavin, what are you
I don't have a weapon. I forgot to buy one.
I am very much hiding behind Carrigan, but I am in the hallway.
Okay.
Give me your weapon, Tavin. You're not gonna man up and be. Give me your weapon.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
As you are waiting for reply, all four of you are filled with a very bad feeling as from the stairwell and a kind of getting further away, there is a very long, almost high-pitched terror of a scream. It is just very loud and monotonous as it kind of gets further away and fades into nothing, and the area is then filled with silence.
Does it sound like a real scream, or like a?
Yeah, like a
Or a
mammalian scream, like an animalistic scream, or like a screaming of screeching metal.
Or is it like a recorded thing? Is it even real?
It's hard to tell because of the kind of feeling that kind of hit everyone, but it's hard to. It was definitely not a recording. This was definitely in the moment, but it's hard to tell whether it was
I roll observation because I want to know what it
It's
is.
a loud, high-pitched noise like screaming, but we can't tell if it is actual screaming or something else.
You can't tell if it's human in nature or animal in nature, but it felt like
Organic.
it was like organic terror. This was like, the only reason it's hard to tell is because in a lot of cases, even humans that are in this level of terror, it can sound like
Yeah.
animalistic. So this was just like, you could feel the terror in whatever this was.
Screams so natural it makes your arsehole pucker.
And not in a good way.
Exactly.
I wanna
Marshall, I
go
believe that's your call to action.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to slowly and carefully, with my weapon drawn and pointed, make my way to that doorway.
As you approach, you cautiously and carefully, with your years of training, peer around the door frame, and you don't see anything immediately. There's no person, animal, it is just the stairwell. You can go up and you can go down. But give me an observation.
Please be good observation. Nope. Can I push it?
You can't, but you will gain a level of stress.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I hear I'm leaving y'all asses behind.
Then give me your fucking gun.
So
I go from 1 stress to 2 stress, or I stay at 1 stress?
Were you at 1 stress?
Wait, we
It
had
says-
stress?
It says 1 stress.
that's
on
what
mine.
you've went to now.
No. It
Okay.
automatically does it when
Yeah.
you push.
Just making sure.
When you
just
push it
making sure.
automatically.
Okay.
As you maneuver yourself around, you do notice on the wall going downstairs, there is a very visible smear of blood trailing on the wall down the stairs.
Is it fresh?
It's blood.
It is also fresh.
Guess that
Ooh,
means we're going down.
going
Okay.
down.
So just to reiterate, they told you this was a cargo run?
So we are not supposed to really be investigating. The only reason we're investigating is because we also received a Mayday signal as we got in closer. And we thought, being good humans, we would try to go help other humans.
Yeah, see, I'm investing because I'm a colonial marshal and it is my duty to any person.
It is also international law that ships must respond to Mayday signals that they hear.
Good. Glad to hear you're following law.
Or
Um,
interspatial?
Interstellar.
Intergalactic.
Galactic.
Interstellar.
Interstellar law.
Hmm,
You guys cool with following this blood trail?
Yep.
It's
Somebody might be hurt.
we need to go down anyway to get
Yeah.
to the communications, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we need to check on this person and see if we can help them if at all possible.
Well, they also ran from a marshal, so they probably don't want help.
I don't know if they ran from me.
They might not have run from her.
Lead the way, Marshall.
All right, we're going down the stairs.
Okay. You begin to make your way down the stairs. You go down the first flight and the blood smear stops but then begins again on the next flight down. Are you just wanting to
Following the
follow the
trail.
trail to its end, or as you make you do get to the level where the communications room is situated, but the blood trail does continue further down.
We could either split off into two or make.
Oh, I don't like that.
I think we should
Question
go to the
emerges.
communications room, get the cargo, and leave.
Oh, well, that's not going to happen.
We have to.
I don't need you to leave. I can take my own ship.
I think that you will find that we can be very persuasive and
I have a question, Cape Mother.
Yes.
Can I use authority on another PC?
There's nothing in the rule book that says you can't.
Yeah.
I think there's actually even a part where it says you can do something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are specific things for like, oh, if another player does this thing, then you can use this.
Yeah, it's like a combat
and
roll
reply-
kind of
so-
thing.
Yeah,
Mm.
she
Well, yeah,
definitely
you
used
can.
command.
Yeah.
I won't go
remember
there
s-
yet.
You
You wanna
But
I
I'm
pull
remember
going-
seeing it somewhere. Let me see if I can find it again while we.
Okay. I won't go there
going.
yet, but what I will do is that I will firmly put a hand on Tavin's shoulder and say,
PCs with the officer career and the pull rank talent can use the command to order other PCs and NPCs to do as they say.
That's under what?
It's under command, empathy. It's under skills. You need the pull rank talent, and then you can use command.
I don't have that. I have authority, which
I don't know
is
what
by
that is.
invoking my authority as a colonial marshal, I can gosh, I wish this
Yeah, no, that's just the same. That like
Yeah.
That's the civilian version.
it just means that you can like in what it says is instead of using your
instead of manipulation, use command instead of manipulation.
yes, so effectively it is still just that same thing where you can
Yeah.
do it.
So I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder and I'm going to go. Wait, did we learn your last name? Did I learn your last name?
Joshua would probably know it, but he hasn't at least
Did
said
I
it.
learn it
His
in the
last name.
bar?
I don't
No.
think
No, I
we
don't
said
think so.
everybody's last name.
He's only ever been referred to as Tavin.
Yeah.
Joshua would probably know his last name, but that's because
Okay.
he
I'm
hasn't.
starting to
outright
receive
said it.
dossiers on each of you, so I will eventually know your last names.
Okay. So she's gonna put her hand very firmly on Tavin's shoulder and make it so that she is like looking him dead in the eye and is like, Tavin, I am a colonial marshal. And you are currently under my command. You will leave when I say it's time to leave.
Okay, give me a command
Do we have an
roll.
understanding?
You got to make a roll.
Yeah, command roll.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Okay, having as the words ring through your ear, you are overcome with almost. It kind of gives you that nostalgic where when you were on a ship, it wasn't your ship and you had a commander, you have that feeling of duty to follow orders.
Damn it. All right. He's not happy about it.
Oh
No.
yeah,
He's
definitely.
very
No.
clearly not happy about it.
I'm a scary bitch, though.
I like to imagine she's shorter than Tavin, but still like taking very. Tavin's tall, but he's fucking lanky.
Carrigan the Pitbull.
Pretty much.
Carrigan is amazing, and we should all
Somehow
her.
is still looking down her nose at him.
Yeah.
All like,
Yeah. She grows about 6 inches in this moment.
Like she has to step up like 3 or 4
Carrigan the Tavin.
times to do it.
Sweets, lift me so I can look him in his eye.
Carrigan needs uppies.
Carrigan just always has a small step ladder that she just takes everywhere in case she needs to give herself some height.
She's got a little deputy android that follows her around with a step ladder.
Tavin, I need to look you in the eyes. Kneel.
Okay, so are you going to the communications room or are you going to follow the blood?
So I'm gonna take this to the group, and I'm gonna be like, there might be something to be said about tapping into the communications to put a station-wide message out.
Tell them to meet us at the dock.
Yeah. There might be something to that.
And
If
then we
there's
go
nothing else
investigate.
here. Yeah.
might be good to broadcast that you're here and that whoever survivors are available, they can make their way to the dock, and then we can, after that gets done, we can follow the trail if you want.
Yeah. Would like to make sure that people know that we're here to help, so they don't feel like they have to hide.
That's
All
fair.
right. To communications then.
AT&T it is.
Okay.
All right.
You go through the door into level, is it I? Level I.
I deck.
And there's a very long in both directions corridor that curves because the station itself is a planet, basically. But this being the middle, this is the longest of all the levels, and it is very obvious as you look down both ways. Lighting is not great, as the lights are just not quickly, but there is a flicker as it kind of goes from light to dark in this pulsing, flickering feel. There is in front of you signs like on every floor, and it does say that you have communication to your left and to the right. It gives you the likes of main kind of research areas, science areas, stuff like that. This level seems to be kind of like your main hub. This is where the main important, which would make sense, is it being the very center of the station.
Since the light is doing a pulsing, flashing thing, I have a high beam flashlight, so I will take that, have one hand putting the flashlight over my gun, and my gun pulled still as we walk through.
Okay, no problem.
Standard.
Which way are you wanting to move?
I think communications, everyone, towards communications.
We should make it
But
direct.
also maybe note to everybody that possibly after we leave communication, maybe it's a good idea to take that vial to one of the labs if they're in working order, and see if we can figure anything out with that. You think you could figure anything out with that, Sweet?
Yeah, that was my plan. Once we secure communications, we can see if a lab's operational and throw this under a mass spec. See what we get.
Good. Glad to know we're on the same page.
Yep.
I do have a scientific lab on my ship, which is probably more advanced than the one here, given their level of technology in the security room.
That's definitely a backup plan for sure. We'll check this one just because of the close proximity to our actual physical location now, with the knowledge that if we fail to find something that we can use here, we can always go back to your ship.
Plus, I don't want to risk taking a potentially dangerous substance on board.
Truth.
Tavin,
I don't believe I got your last name.
You did not? That's all
I
he
know-
responds.
I know that sounded like a comment, but it was more of a request of your last name.
Marshall, we're on an abandoned space station with at least one body that ripped itself apart, and there's a good chance I'm the only pilot within a few light years. I'm staying because you told me to, and I feel like it's a good thing to do. But you're not my boss. You're not my captain.
I'll grant you that, but I feel like I should have some kind of right to know who's gonna fly me out of here.
How'd you even get here?
I used a different ship to get here. Didn't fly myself. Was flown out by the marshals. After it became clear that Wayland Yutani tried to buy off the marshals, they politely declined the payment, but sent me anyway, because this is suspicious as shit.
Well, as a private citizen, maybe they can fly you back.
Carrigan, if you flew
No,
out here with the marshals,
you're
where's your pilot?
They left because I was contracted to this team.
technically at the moment, Tavin, your ship is contracted to Wayland Yutani, and you are under our authority and under responsibility to bring as much of this group back alive as possible. Now, I don't think that we should be arguing about this right now when we could probably do a lot better by going to communications immediately and sending out the pre-approved message to meet us at dock. So maybe we should get on our way instead of arguing over whether you would like to leave us.
I assumed we were walking the whole time.
Look,
Right.
I've been with enough people who are like, yeah, we're just talking. That
Yeah.
I like to say we're making our way.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Tavin is not going to respond. He's just going to follow the group.
I'll look to Carrigan and go, Tavin's a good dude. You can trust him. Don't worry about it.
Not going to respond. I'm just going to continue to walk and be very irritated.
Very well. As the four of you silently and somewhat awkwardly now make your way along the corridor, the intermittent light fading is less impactful as Carrigan's flashlight is giving off a very good amount of light. You cautiously, but with pace, you're not dilly-dallying, but you're making sure to watch your six, make sure you're kind of checking any open door as you're going along, because there's doors on either side every now and again. You do make it to the communications room. This door is a typical door. It's just a normal door that you can open, and it is currently slightly ajar, so not a full door.
It's slightly ajar.
Mm-hmm. And the lights inside are off. It is a dark room.
Can I tap the door open with my foot?
Yeah, it opens, or it slightly opens with ease with how much power you've put into it.
Flash my flashlight in there.
Put your flashlight in, and strangely, it doesn't have the same feel as the rest. It's Nothing seems out of place. Nothing seems weird. Just seems like a normal room.
Mr. Sweet, would you help me clear the room?
Sure. I'll clear right, you clear left.
So we'll go in. As Sweet said, and we're gonna, the two of us, make sure that it's safe to enter this room.
Okay. You both slowly enter in, peering around. You've opened the door, and the door does open all the way, so it kind of lies flat against the wall. You both look in and give me observations.
Bonus for having tactical flashlight.
Yes, you can add one. I think. Yeah, I'll give you an extra dice. I'll be
Sweet.
nice.
Thank God for that. I got the one.
Okay. As you both look in, right and left, the room appears to be empty. There's no people. This room does seem to have a little bit more hardware. There is a few computers or systems kind of set up. It looks like just your normal communication center, which is strange in a place like this because even in here, the walls are still wooden, but this seems to have a normal amount of technology, communications, and
All right.
strangely, everything is switched on. The computer screens
Like
are
all the
lit up.
computers are on?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Weird, sort of random question. Is there a light switch in here to turn lights on in here?
I will say, with your successful observation, you do notice directly to your left that there is a light switch, and you are able to turn on the lights.
Thank you, Game Mother.
Carrigan Mackenzie, master of observation. You have found the light switch.
All right.
I will say, as you have entered in,
Uh-huh.
Tavin, it's at this moment where Carrigan and Joshua have entered into the start of this room. So you and Andrea are currently behind them in the corridor. From your right, which is back the way you have came, you do hear a very low moan, and it is very long and single note as it fades off.
Instantly has the gun up, pointed that way, and goes, "What the fuck?"
Give me an observation.
But is also like shaking a little bit.
Did I hear anything of the sort, Game Mother?
You would have probably have heard more of the kind of tail off of it, but it was over-thingied with Tavin's response, which immediately makes you turn to notice Tavin with his gun drawn. Tavin, there is nothing along that corridor. You can only see until it starts to bend, with it being one big circle. But there is nothing, and as you're looking and trying to see with the light pulsing, you can't be sure if you can see something as the light appears. You can't be sure if you do see or don't see something just slowly going around the bend.
Like towards us or going away?
Away.
Away.
What's up, Tavin?
I heard something. I think I just saw something. Tavin rushes into the room.
I'm gonna take a look to see if I can see anything.
Give me an observation. Strangely, you see nothing. There is nothing whatsoever.
Man scared of his own shadow. Gonna walk in.
I will say, this entire time, Tavin's been jumpy. Like, this
Yeah.
entire time, he's been jumpy.
My hope is that I see nothing this entire time, and we all get slaughtered. We all get slaughtered by something. Like, gee, I wonder what happened.
Tavin rushes into the room.
Okay. Carrigan and Joshua, you are immediately joined by a very fast-moving, panicked Tavin, kind of almost pushing between you, coming into the room.
You right there, kid?
Something was out there, and I'm not going to be the first to die on this fucking space station.
Andrea will walk in rather calmly and close the door behind her and be like, "There's nothing there. I don't know. I don't know why he's freaking out." Literally nothing. There's nothing in the hallway.
What's up with you?
Who are you
You're
asking?
Tavin. She's looking at Tavin.
Maybe, follow me here. It might be the guy who ripped himself in half, and then the blood trail we followed. Yeah?
Those were two separate instances. Hold on.
Still both fucked up things to see.
So you're just a super craven dude.
I mean,
That's
to be
scary.
fair,
He
to be fair, he
just
sits
like
in the
a
cockpit.
just like a really confused look on his. I'm creepy for freaking out at the dead bodies.
I didn't say creepy. I said craven.
Oh, craven.
Sorry.
I don't know what I don't know what that word means. So
It's
Tavin
like a
doesn't
scaredy
know what
cat.
that word.
It's like a very, very scared person. But if you don't know what it is, we'll just.
He probably
leave it.
heard creepy
be
anyway.
like-
He's freaking out.
Right.
I feel like I'm the only one who's really thinking about the fact that a dude possibly ripped himself in half. I feel like no one else is reacting to that.
There are medical mysteries that we do not know the answers to, and it's possible that I'm actually not sure. I don't have an answer for that one.
I'm a veteran. I used to be a colonial marine. I'm now a marshal. You know,
And you've
maybe
seen
I'm a
someone
little
rip
jaded.
himself in half?
I've seen a lot of terrible shit.
I mean,
But maybe I'm being
Tavin, you're not wrong. A dude potentially tearing his jaw in half is unsettling, but unless it's running down the hallway screaming at me, I'm not overly concerned yet. Like, it's something it's in the back of my mind, but A, got to be on the job, get the cargo, get the hell out of here, and B, figure out what we can patch up and what we can triage second.
Do I know anything about any of these communication things? Or am I a cat at a computer game, mother?
I can try and help.
Give me a Comtech roll.
Yeah, I was gonna head over to a comm panel because I
I
have
can
some
do contact.
experience.
If you all want to try.
Oh,
you're-
you got to roll panic.
Yeah, so
I have a question about it. I have a question about Roll Panic because of something. I have Nerves of Steel. I keep a cool head in all situations and thus get a -2 modification to all panic rolls. How do I do that?
You would do the panic roll, and you would just subtract 2 from whatever
Yes.
you roll.
Okay. Where is oh no.
The
Oh,
stress
no.
level.
You
Stress
click on
level. Stress
yeah.
level.
Okay.
There's a little dice.
So 0.
Good.
I didn't do anything. Oh, there we go.
You're
Ed
good.
did.
Okay.
Ice in your veins, Marshall.
So, Tavin, if you want to roll, do you want to roll a comm, or are you panicking right now?
I will focus on that because he understands comm tech.
Okay.
Still, Carrigan got one.
Still fucking panicked. 0 successes and a panic. All right.
Carrigan
makes
got a success.
Okay,
though,
I kept
and
it
I got
together.
this success.
Yes.
Kept it
So
together.
Joshua, you got 0 successes. Carrigan, you
Yep,
got a
I'm just doing
success
it now.
and you panicked. Andrea, you got 2 successes, and Tavin 0 success and a panic. So,
He kept it
Carrigan,
together though.
we'll start with you. You head up to one of these system docks, and you're looking at it, and you're not usually the type of person that would use these kind of machines. You like being out in the field, and as you are trying to just focus and see what's up, you start getting this anxious feeling build up, like a bubble in your throat, and you're able to swallow it back down, relax yourself, and you're able to see that a Mayday message has been put out from this station. Who rolled next? Joshua, you are looking at one of the systems, and the only thing that you can think of is this is why you went into medicine. Andrea, you have used communication systems before. You are easily able to navigate yourself to the distress signal that had been sent out. You are able to see that this distress signal is days old, which worries you as to why communications hadn't come through until you had gotten to the space station. And as you are looking, you're able to see that this was rebroadcasted recently, as in just before you arrived.
I'll share that information with the team.
Okay. Tavin, you are looking at one of the systems, and you know this stuff, but everything that had just happened before, with every you heard in the hallway, the blood in the stairwells, the body, this eerie building is just knocking you off your game. You do start to feel that panic bubbling in your stomach again, but again, you are able to just look over at Joshua. You see familiarity, you see safety, and you're able to just calm yourself down. You're still shaking, everything's still running through your head, and you just can't focus on what you normally would know with a system like this. But you are all given the information that Andrea had, with the broadcast being days old, but rebroadcasted recently.
So
So it means someone has to have been alive to rebroadcast it. 'Cause it doesn't look like this was scheduled to rebroadcast.
all right. Do you know how do you want to record the message?
We should. Would you like to, considering you are the marshal?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just say I'm Colonial Marshal Carrigan Mackenzie. I'm here with a team sent by Wayland Yutani. If there are any remaining personnel on this space station, please meet us at the dock on sea level. Is that right?
Yes.
And that's.
Okay.
Do you think I need to say anything else? It's pretty succinct, I think.
Yeah.
Andrea, knowing this system, you're able to get it recorded and put out into the internal PA system. With
I got a
that,
question.
yes.
When we landed, were there any other ships in the dock?
On the strip, there is about 5 docks, and you had docked into one of the actual docks, but there was what looked to be a very old ship that wasn't. It was kind of just on one of the kind of landing bays and like anchored, but it wasn't actually in one of the docking doors.
Got it.
But yes, as you broadcast out this, you all sit in silence in this communication room as a very loud bell sound rings out, and the voice of Colonial Marshal Mackenzie and her message begins to play through a very muffled old PA system. It comes
Pull
through.
the comm logs.
Pardon?
We should pull the comm logs now that that's recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're able to do that. As the message is kind of relayed out, it isn't a immediate replay, but it does kind of ring out for a set amount of time that you would have wanted it to kind of go through. So it does play out. And as it kind of finishes in your vicinity, you do hear what appears to be fast moving steps, almost like something is moving fast from
Like
outside
in the hallway?
in the hallway, not immediately outside the door, but from your hallway.
Does it sound like it's getting closer or further away?
Closer.
Human feet?
Cannot tell.
I'm gonna take a knee next to a desk and put the service pistol on the door.
Yeah, I'll get to cover.
Evan will also try to hide behind something with his gun pointed at the door.
Similar stance.
Okay. As you all prepare and face at this door, this fast-moving run gets closer. You can feel it getting louder, and you can almost feel the vibrations through the floor as all of your senses begin to just hone in on this one thing. As
Hold.
as it gets closer, you can feel the sweat dripping down and the hairs in the back of your neck begin to stand. As it draws closer, you can hear it getting almost to outside the room that you're in. And then it just stops. And you wait just to hear if anything else goes. And it's 10 seconds pass. 20 seconds pass. And then there's just a thud on the other side of this door. And then again. And it doesn't sound as if it's trying to break in, but it's just this dull thud on the other side of the door. And it just pounds and pounds and pounds until it stops again.
Just real quick. We've got the door closed, yes?
Yes, the door is
Yes.
closed and
Closed
locked.
the door when I came in.
Yes, it was closed and locked by Andrea. And now you are left in silence. The pounding has stopped, and it doesn't sound like anything has went away.
So this pounding was okay. So you described the pounding as pounding, but not like they're trying to break down the door. Is it like knocking or no?
Not quite like a knock, like Andrea with the security door knocking. This was just like, it was just as if somebody was pounding on a door, like a
Or was something
police
getting
knock.
thudded? Oh, okay.
Like it was almost
I
as
was
if
gonna
it was just trying to get attention, as opposed to wanting to come in.
Oh, so it wasn't something getting thudded up against the door.
No,
Okay.
And there's no peephole on the door?
no, it's just a solid
Damn.
door.
All right, well, I'm gonna look at the marshal and I'm gonna make my way to the door.
This is Marshal Carrigan Mackenzie. Identify yourself.
Like I'm gonna make the sign where I'm gonna like pull the door, and I'm gonna yank the door and step aside.
I'm gonna step aside.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pull the door this way and kind of step aside.
Okay.
So we can't hide in the room all day. We gotta do something.
Yeah, but I called out for them to identify themselves so I can figure out if it's
Like,
Just leave on the person. Wait for
As
the reply.
it's too late. As you sit in silence, Carrigan calls out with authority. Joshua approaches the door and in one solid movement, unlocks, unlatches, and swings the door open as he steps to the side. Carrigan, where are you in the room? Are you directly in front of the door, or have you taken cover?
I took cover behind something, but with a view of the door.
Okay.
Gun pointed towards door.
Can all of you roll a d20 for me?
God damn
Okay.
it, Doc.
We can't hide in the office all day. We gotta do something.
No, but we
Yes, we
could have
can.
waited. I got a 3.
I got fucking 19.
Fuck yeah.
Got an 8.
I got 19.
Good
Okay.
job, Tavin.
Carrigan and Tavin, can you both re-roll for me?
Yeah. 10.
7.
Okay. As the door swings open, immediately this figure rushes into the room and beelines straight towards Tavin with a high-pitched screech as it lunges into the room in that direction.
My gun up. I'm gonna start shooting. I'm gonna shoot.
Okay.
Figure, is it a person or it's...
Give me.
The lights are on in the room. The
Yes.
lights are on.
Lights
They're
are
not
on.
flickering in this
The
room.
lights is not out.
Give me an observation because it is a split second.
I'm not
Oh,
trying
I'll
to
do
observe. I'm
observation?
shooting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do observation.
Okay.
Ghosty did though.
Carrigan, this is like you. This is just blinding pace. Andrea, you are able to see that it is human.
It's a human.
I already.
You've already started firing,
Tavin.
Tavin. So I do believe you can roll your gun. You just
It's ranged combat.
at this moment it is kind of. You do have a bit of space.
I think it's ranged combat with the gun either way.
Yeah.
Like even if
I
you're
was
in
just
close
wondering
range,
if
it just.
you
Let's see, because there's possibly like a negative or bonus based off of how close it is.
If it's point blank, I think there's a negative, but if it's not point blank, it should be straight up.
Yeah, I think it also depends on what weapon you have because, like,
Yeah.
it would give you the
If it's a short range, it's just a straight roll.
okay.
Since it's just a pistol, it's just a straight roll with short range.
Okay, give me a roll.
One
One
success.
success. Without even being able to fathom what is going on, all you have is something rushing you, and you immediately just hit fire, and you send. How many bullets do you want to send in?
It would just be one.
Okay. With this godlike reaction, you are able to lift your gun.
Well, he already had his gun
Yeah.
at the door.
And the figure in that split second of a shot just falls to the floor in front of you and sort of
Fuck.
almost on top of you with just the velocity and momentum that it was coming towards you. I will
That's so
say,
close to the goddamn door.
Andrea, with 4 successes on your observation, I will say within this whole kind of time scale of it rushing in, you being able to time it. I will say that you do notice that this was not a kill shot. This was a hit. There is still labored breathing, or it wasn't even labored breathing. This is like quick paced breathing as the figure is lying on the floor.
If it's on Tavin, he's gonna try and push it off him and scramble away.
It's not quite on you, but it is. It's basically at your feet, so you are kind of easily able to kind
Either
of
way, he's gonna
scramble
move
back.
away.
Yeah.
I'll move to check the. Yeah, I'm gonna move with Carrigan.
Then I'll go close the door and lock it again.
Okay.
Tavin is probably gonna sit down and start hyperventilating because this is probably the first time he's ever shot someone.
Okay. And Joshua and Carrigan, did you see you were approaching?
Yeah, I'm gonna holster my weapon and look to see if the figure is still alive or wounded.
Okay. Give me a medical aid check.
Medical, baby.
If Carrigan's helping him, she can like give him a bonus to
Yeah.
help him.
Are you?
Or are you covering him?
Yeah.
Carrigan would probably cover him while I'm attempting to render aid.
Andrea will call out that I could see is still breathing.
2 successes.
Yeah. Yeah, with Andrea kind of being able to have noticed that this was just a hit, I'll just put it that you would have got 3 successes. I'll just give you the extra one through Andrea's kind of knowledge in that moment. You do notice that this shot is it's enough to bring down the figure, and you're able to determine that immediate medical aid is required because this is the figure is now going into that kind of end of life, because the shot was this was a lethal blow, just not quite fatal.
Okay. I will attempt to stabilize.
Okay.
Using a med kit that adds a bonus. +1.
Does Tavin still have his gun out?
He'd have probably dropped it on the ground next to him. But he is very clearly like hyperventilating at this point.
That'll be enough to stabilize the victim.
Yes, as you get down to this figure, you are able to determine that it is human. They are wearing civilian clothing, like just your normal everyday shirt and trousers. You use your med kit. You are able to apply pressure, get everything off. Give me an agility roll.
Great.
Okay.
2 successes.
As you stabilize, you've rolled them over to get to the wound, and as you're helping, you get everything off, but the figure then makes another trying to grab you, and you're able to back up and get out of the kind of grabbing, but you do notice that Carrigan, give me a observation.
So much observation. No.
Okay, give me a
One
panic
panic.
roll.
Yay.
Okay,
One.
you're good. You're good. You
I
don't.
noticed nothing.
You don't notice anything. Apart from it now making a lunge towards, like, everybody's able to notice that it now makes a lunge towards Joshua. Joshua, you're able to back up and get out of its grab as it lets out another high-pitched screech and is now trying to pull itself back up.
Buddy.
Rifle through my kit for a sedative syringe.
Okay.
5 handcuffs.
Hit him with the sedative if I can find one.
I'd imagine you would have handcuffs. Like they were with you. So, but Joshua, as you reach into your bag, the figure is able to quite amazingly jump back to its feet, and before you get a chance to do anything, the figure pulls out from its back trouser, like the waistband, pulls out what looks to be a hunting knife.
Can Carrigan see this? I know my observation was bad.
With the fact that you timed, and at this moment you are still trying to process the rushing in, the firing, everything going on, so you're unable to notice. You're able to notice that it's got back up, but at this moment you're just trying to calm yourself, refocus on the situation, but you don't notice it doing this.
And I try to notice, since I would be seeing, like, oh, the thing that he shot jumped up.
Would you have been paying attention while you were hyperventilating?
I feel like in this situation, he would still be trying to. He might not be doing well at it.
Okay.
But this is he's freaking out, but it's still
In a state of
He's-
hypervigilance is what we like to call
yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me an observation.
Okay.
You do not, with 0 successes, you do not. You are just like in a similar
Trying
kind
to
of
keep your
thing. You're
shit
trying to
together.
keep your shit together. But I will say, with Andrea and Joshua, you have been looking directly at this with interacting and your observation. The figure brings and brandishes this knife. Joshua, it looks directly at you, and as you stare back, you don't even need a roll for this, because it's just, this is, it is now ingrained. The eyes of this figure are milked over. They're like milky white over the irises. As it pulls out the knife, it gives off another scream as it turns the knife and pushes it into its own stomach and draws it up.
Okay.
And you watch as the internal organs just flop out to the floor as it falls back with one final low moan. Tavin, you do recognize that moan from the hallway. And the figure falls back to the floor. And as the moan trails off to a gurgle, and you are left in this room is silence.
Wow.
Evans, now that everything's stopped moving, he's gonna try and get a hold of his breath and like stop hyperventilating.
Hey, Joshua, what do you think about that? What? In your medical experience, I guess, would you say happened here?
Well, that's clearly a homicidal break with psychotic mania
Mm.
due to, I would most likely factor some sort of traumatic incident that may have occurred a
Okay.
couple days ago. But I'm not a psychologist. That'd be my guess. I've also never had a patient that I patched up spill their guts in front of me after patching them up. So
Okay.
your
Andrea's
guess is as
writing
good
all
as
of this
mine.
down on a sheet of paper. Okay, I gotta put this in the report. Sorry.
I-
Thank you very much.
Can I check the body for any identification?
Yes, you can. There will be another observation.
Yeah, my stupid observation.
So much looking in this game.
Loot
I
that
mean, you know?
body!
Okay, one success. As you look through, you do find identification. This is a regular. There's no importance. It's just a simple guy that was just here.
So I think Carrigan's gonna just stand up and she's gonna take her lighter out and she's just gonna flick it open and closed a bunch while she's thinking.
Then Tavin will pick his gun up off the floor, turn the safety on, and stick it back into his waistband. Anyone else want to join me in the "we should just fucking leave" vote?
No.
We still have to. There's a lot we still have to do, Tavin.
I mean, we've got a couple things there. Let's just take a breath. Think this through. We just had somebody, to use a technical term, go fucking nuts and eviscerate themselves. We've an abandoned station that could house up to tens of thousands of people. This is definitely this is what you call an oh shit moment. So I say we figure out where the cargo is, get it loaded, and get the fuck out of here. Because we got to get the job done one way or another. At this point, Marshall, I don't know what you're thinking, but if we're having people rush us that are clearly in the midst of a psychotic break and having homicidal episodes, it's not worth me sticking around, obviously. This is above my pay grade. This is above your pay grade because you know they're going to have to bring a team out here to clean up this mess and investigate it. So I think we take what we got and we get back. Just my 2 cents.
Carrigan's gonna put her cigarette in her mouth. She has not had it in her mouth at this point. She's gonna light her lighter and then turn it off, but not light the cigarette. I have a duty to people.
Did we ever tell Carrigan about the report that most of the people from the station have already left?
Yeah, so we've already
Yeah.
caught her up
Yeah.
in that.
Andrea gave her the heads up.
Yeah.
When we ran
Oh,
into
sorry.
her.
I thought this was in character. I am so sorry.
No, this was me asking because I legitimately couldn't remember if we had actually
But
said that.
I didn't mean to sound.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
Fine.
Yeah,
It's
all
fine.
Andrea filled in Carrigan with kind of everything that happened on your kind of track, or not everything. There's another situation back in your ship that Carrigan doesn't know about.
Yeah.
And then we went to sleep, and then no.
Okay. Is there anything like a biological agent, like a virus, that could cause someone to act like this?
I mean, there's any multitude of biological agents. You can do anything from aggression enhancers, mood modification chemicals. I know there were some back in the early days. There were some drug trials with the military that took away fear inhibitors. Could be anything. It also could be atmospheric contamination. You name it. It could even be mold spores that latch onto certain neuroreceptors in the brain. I'd have to basically autopsy the corpse at this point.
Okay.
But that's gonna take hours, if not days.
No. Okay. What is the package you guys are supposed to get? This is Habit asking because I forgot.
We don't actually know.
Yeah, they don't have that information yet. They were told that the manifest and all that kind of stuff would be given to them when they arrived here and received the cargo.
So, okay. You guys don't know what you're supposed to get. So if we leave, you're leaving empty-handed. I would like to give any sane people remaining the opportunity to make their way to the dock. Previously, we spoke about going to some labs. I think we should still do that as it is a closer proximity.
I agree.
Yeah, I definitely want to get a read on whatever the substance is before we take it on board.
Do you want to take any samples from the decedent?
Honestly, not really. I just want to. No, not right now. Current situation. This is bigger than me.
I'll leave that to you. Tavin, are you okay?
I think you're all fucking insane, and we're all going to die. I will always prioritize my life over cargo or people who are killing themselves.
Well then, by all means, Tavin, why don't you make your way back to the dock by yourself?
Tavin,
Gladly,
look.
Tavin gets up and starts going.
Tavin, listen to me.
Nope,
We're all going
he's
to
out.
die someday. So if it happens before hey, like it just
Tavin begins to walk faster. And he's gonna go straight to the docks and try and get just onto a ship because that's safe.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I mean, like, look, it's just reality.
Josh is gonna look over at Andrea and go, nailed it in one. Perfect way to get the guy to listen.
Look, I was just being honest. I thought that's what you guys want.
No. Right? No, honesty's fine. But you're gonna tell the clearly spooked space jockey who just witnessed a psychotic episode and someone basically eviscerate themselves within arm's reach of him that don't worry about it. We're all gonna die sometime.
But it's true though, isn't it?
Excellent work, Suit. Excellent fucking work.
I don't get what the problem is.
This is why you work for the company. That encapsulates the Suit mentality in one. You know what? Hold that thought.
That we're all gonna die?
I'm gonna walk out. Tab. Tavin.
He's been walking this entire time, like he's like almost jogging, trying to take the quickest route to the hangar.
Fuck.
I will say, while Joshua, Andrea, and Carrigan were discussing, Tavin has left the room and started making their way back towards the stairwell. Tavin, as you are thinking in your mind, just want to get off this ship, want to get off this station, get back to Martha. You can be safe in Martha. You can just time it. You get to the stairwell and turn in, and standing at the bottom of the stairs going down the level where the blood trail was going is another figure. As the lights flicker on and off, staring back at you. And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
You fucker. Damn it. God damn.
Thank you everybody for stopping in for episode 3. Next week. Next week is our week off.
Give it 5 minutes.
Next week is our week off, so there will be no episode, but we will be back the following week, the following Sunday, at the normal time, and we will see where we end up.
How we're all gonna die. Yeah.
I hope everybody in chat enjoyed today's episode, and we hope to see you all again next week. So thank you.
Not next week,
2
the
weeks.
following
Oh,
week.
2 weeks time. 2 weeks time. I think it's like the
3rd of March.
3rd of March. There you go. We shall be back. So enjoy your next 2 weeks until we are back, and have a nice time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.